つぶり、鈴の声を聞いてやるといい。その鈴の音が呼び覚ますじゃろう。眠っちまってるお前さんの古い記憶を。
What's up, gamers? Coobs here. Welcome back to another episode of Sunday Night Invasions. Thank you so much for being here. This week was Thanksgiving, and so I hope that you all had a really wonderful holiday. Found some things that you could be thankful for. I'm thankful for you. Thankful for you being here right now, stopping by the channel, checking out this video. Hopefully it's a fun one for us. This is a new character, and I mean it's an old build, but a new coat of paint, I should say. And I've called this one Wandering Shadow. So I had a character who was level 212 called the Wandering Knight, and so I just took him to the wardrobe, changed up a couple of things, and now they're Wandering Shadow. And I had been playing some Sekiro Shadows Die Twice recently. See there? Wandering Shadows. You get it. You get it. I know you get it. I don't have to explain that any further. Anyways, I've been playing some Sekiro. I was playing Sekiro, I should say. And it just kind of inspired me to finally get around to making like a kind of like a samurai shinobi kind of character using some katanas. The thing about katanas in Elden Ring, I'm somebody who's kind of anti-meta, if you will. I recently found out meta, most effective tactics available. Meta. How about that? I didn't know that. It's an acronym. That's pretty interesting. But so I kind of go against the grain when it comes to the meta, and always kind of have been that way. I find it more fun to use things that are not overpowered. And so when Elden Ring first came out, we had some very strong katanas, and everybody seemed like they were running around with a really powerful katana, and so it kind of turned me off to the idea of being a samurai character. And even though, the Uchi katana has long been one of my favorite weapons in this franchise, Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3 both, you can pretty much get the Uchi katana very early on and do most of your playthrough with it. And that's what I did both times that I did my first playthrough of each of those games. And so the Uchi katana has a very special place in my heart, for sure. And so it's been very nice to pick it up again and to have a lot of fun with it, and just have fun with this cool character that I think is just awesome. I really like the fashion that I put together, and just the idea of being a swordsman. Very fun, very cool. So hopefully you enjoy. Gonna be some cool showdowns, some fun fights happening here. Gosh, long week for sure with the holidays. I'm sure most of you can relate to that. And not only was it Thanksgiving on Thursday, but Saturday, just yesterday, was one of the biggest rivalries in college football. Some might say it's the biggest, but I mean, others might disagree. There might be some other strong contenders. So usually I do these recordings of the audio for these videos on a Saturday morning, so that I can kind of give it time to marinate, if you will, and that I don't feel rushed to get the video out. But I was busy, so we're doing this Sunday morning, and hopefully this video will come out Sunday evening as planned. So fingers crossed that that's the case. Oh, look at that. Blue just snuck up on us. How about that? A lot of fun here. And yeah, so huge college football rivalry happened this weekend. If you know, you know. If you're not interested, then you're not interested, and that's okay. I'm not going to bore you with all of those details. And I also, my birthday was recently in this month of November, and my brother, great guy, he got me Baldur's Gate for my birthday. And so I have been absolutely absorbed into Baldur's Gate. Absolutely incredible experience so far. Having an absolute blast with it. They totally nailed it. I mean, I can't see how another game this year beats that for Game of the Year, personally. I know I haven't played all the games that have come out this year, but man, did they nail it. And I'm somebody who's a big fan of tabletop role-playing games and playing Dungeons and Dragons, and so to have a video game that is just Dungeons and Dragons, the video game, it's absolutely awesome. So if you haven't had the chance to check that one out, highly recommend it. It's definitely worth your time. Put that one on your Christmas list. A friend of mine said that they have been putting items in their cart on websites like Amazon and Target and Walmart and stuff like that in the hopes that one of these years Shaquille O'Neal is just going to buy everything in everybody's cart for them for Christmas. So who knows, maybe Shaquille O'Neal will get it for you this year. Silly. Yeah, so just having fun with this samurai shinobi character. Like I mentioned, been doing my first playthrough of Sekiro actually, and it's been going pretty well. But now it's put on the back burner, of course, because I've got Baldur's Gate 3, and so who knows when I'll pick it back up again. But hopefully, when I do, I haven't lost all of the skills that I was developing. It's definitely very. I don't want to say demanding. Demanding might almost be the wrong word, but it does ask you to pick up on the flow of combat and to pick up on the parry and block system, and I really appreciate that. I think it's going to help me kind of develop some of those skills in these games that I usually kind of shy away from. I spent some time getting better with parries in Elden Ring, because I was really bad at them before, but like I find myself blocking at the most inopportune times, like specifically when I have very low stamina to begin with. I'll hold the block button and then people will just break my guard, and so it'll be nice to see if some of those skills carry over to Elden Ring and help me in some of my invasions in the future. But who knows? This was a fun invasion. I don't usually get invasions here. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you the name of it. I could probably go back and look at the name of it, but to be honest with you, I'm not going to do that. You guys know it. It was on the screen for a second. Tombs and Catacombs or something like that. I'm not sure. Awesome place though. It's it starts as a cave, I think, and then it kind of turns into this just awesome area that there's this is the only little dungeon cave thing that's set up this way. And I remember I didn't even find this place on my first initial playthrough. I think it was my third or fourth when I finally discovered this place, and I was like, holy cow, this place is awesome. And so got to have this awesome, really cool invasion here. The host and his phantom are off to the side slinging projectiles at me, and now we've got a hunter here, so we're battling it out. And on this arena platform, there's all it's high stakes because there's water all over the place next to us. And yeah, just absolutely loved getting an invasion here. Again, this is a 212 is the character level, so this is probably somebody in a New Game Plus playthrough, I would imagine. And then that's why they're in this area. But this was just super cool. Super happy to have a fun invasion take place here. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. Yeah, and talking about things that we're thankful for, I mentioned I'm thankful for any of you who stop by this channel and check out these videos. Been having a lot of growth on the channel in the last several months, which has been really cool to see. A lot of really great comments and feedback, and everybody being really supportive, which is super cool. And it's just fun to play games that I like playing and then make videos of those games, and to get such good reception to it. And look at that one, knocked us right off, but hey, look at that. We got him, gamers. Mission accomplished. We got him there. But yeah, so hopefully you come in here checking out these videos. Hopefully you're getting something from it, whether it's you get to see some fun invasions of a game that you love as well. Maybe it's just a little bit of kindness or a little bit of encouragement that I can sometimes hopefully provide, or just whatever it might be. Obviously, like if you're spending your time here, I'm hoping that you're having a good time. So if you're having a good time and you're liking the videos, leave a comment down below. Let me know how it's going. Let me know how your Thanksgiving was if you want to have a bit of a conversation if you'd like. I'm always open to that, and I hope that if things have been a little bit trying for you lately, if you've been having a little bit of hardship placed upon you, that you can remember that it might not feel like it right now, but everything will be all right. And then of course, hopefully maybe you find these videos entertaining. I don't know if I'm entertaining. I feel like sometimes I'm entertaining, but other times I feel like I just want to kind of come on here and chill with you guys and just kind of have a chat, talk about the things that are happening, talk about things and stuff and things. And so hopefully that's enjoyable for you too. Again, we all just kind of find a way to fill our days with things that we love doing, and this has been one of them for me. So really been enjoying it, and truthfully, it was like it could have been very easy for me to not make a Sunday night invasion video this week with the number of things going on, and with the fact that I've been spending all of my free time playing Baldur's Gate 3. I could have easily just said, you know what, it's okay to take a week off, but I was like, no, you know what, I want to stick to it, because sometimes having that little bit of discipline is good for us, even if it's something silly and simple like making a YouTube video for your channel. It's like I said that I wanted to put out a video every 2 weeks of this Sunday Night Invasion series, and so I want to stick with that, because that's going to be important for me, and hopefully for like the continuation of this channel for sure. I don't want to just like stop making videos just because things are a little bit busier than usual. So it's been good. I've been trying to find a good balance, and I make new videos, when new things are happening. Oftentimes, if there's like a new game that's come out for free that I want to let people know about, stuff like that. So I'm sure pretty soon, come the beginning of December, we'll have some new games for PlayStation Plus that'll be released. So maybe I'll have a couple of videos to do about those if they're any good. And I made a Dead by Daylight video recently. I'm thinking about making another one because I've got some killer gameplay that's a little bit different and a little bit fun. And so I've been thinking about making one of those videos. But also, if you're not a big fan of Dead by Daylight, or if you're not keeping up on it as much as usual, they're adding a new killer to the game come the end of this month, which is Chucky. And gotta tell you, gamers, looks like a lot of fun. So might even be looking forward to jumping back into playing some more Dead by Daylight when that happens, because just seeing some of the the gameplay clips of when they did their their beta, basically they do a public test server when they put out new killers so that people can kind of check them out and give feedback and stuff like that. And so seeing some of the gameplay of this new Chucky as a killer is like it just seems hilarious. Seems like a really good time. which is like in a game like Dead by Daylight, sometimes people can take things very seriously, and I think that having Chucky in the game just kind of adds this nice little bit of levity to it and makes it really easy to have fun dying in a video game. That's something I've said before, is like when a video game can make it fun for you to die in the video game, then you know that they're doing something right. So always something that I look for is like, how can I still have fun even if I am like technically losing, if that makes sense. Because I'm certainly not one of those people where winning is everything, but I understand that that's, you know, that some folks are that way. And they can get very competitive, and if they don't win, then it's like maybe it feels like a waste of time, whatever it might be. But I'm very much like just I play games to have fun, and so if you can make me losing in a video game fun, then you've got my vote for sure. So yeah. What am I rambling about? You know, I put Bloodhound Step on this katana, and I really like the way that it like just the samurai slash that happens when you use your Bloodhound Step. This right here, gosh, it's just so cool, just so samurai, you know, and so it's been just a lot of fun to play around with this weapon and to do something a little bit different, because I usually just use a straight sword, or I'll use one of the weapons that I know that I like. Halberds are great swords are awesome, you know, and so playing with a katana has been a lot of fun, and it keeps things fresh, you know. If you're ever feeling like maybe your invasions in Elden Ring are getting a little bit stale, getting a little bit repetitive, whip up a new build, you know. Switch some things up. Do something fun and weird and silly. I made a character. His name's Daigle the Druid, and he's just a total goofball. He's a druid, and so the whole concept with him is that he doesn't use any metal, and no metal weapons and no metal armor, and so like having that sort of silliness built into his build is just like, it adds to a lot of fun. It's very different. It adds a new layer of challenge and things like that. And I'm also, you know, of course, always looking forward to when we're going to get Shadow of the Erd Tree. And so when that releases, it'll be great to have more options available for a character like Daigle the Druid. I can find, you know, the new weapons that they put into the game that aren't made of metal, things that are made of like wood or bone or stone or whatever it might be. And so that'll be cool. Really looking forward to that. I think that that's gonna just breathe new life into this game, which I think is really awesome. Always looking forward to like some sort of a revitalization of the games that I enjoy playing personally. So hope you're looking forward to that too. I'm sure if you're a fan of Elden Ring, you are looking forward to it. So I think we're all in the same boat there. Something else I did want to mention before I forget, another one of the reasons that kind of inspired me in a way to put this character together. There was a new show on Netflix that I had watched that I really enjoyed. It's called Blue Eye Samurai, and just a super cool show. If you're into, it's not quite like a cartoon animation. It almost seems like CGI animation, but they did a really great job. Like just like the you know, artistic design of that show was pretty awesome. Really cool storyline to it, and some really great characters too. Like they made one of the coolest characters that I've seen in a while, and I'm not even talking about the main character. But yeah, just a really cool show with a really cool theme. I think it's like episode 5 does one of the most like badass things I've ever seen in an animated show before. This right here, I wanted to keep this in just because of that sweet little backstab. This did not go well for us, so we're gonna run away to a new invasion. But I had to throw that clip in the video. I mean, how could you get rid of that? But yeah, if you're looking for for a cool, fun show to watch. Blue-Eyed Samurai on Netflix. It's 8 episodes, and each episode's probably about like 45 minutes long or so, maybe somewhere closer to an hour. But yeah, had a great time watching through that one. Another one that I watched recently that I think has been out for a while, not so much samurais, but the Vikings, and I'm not talking about the show Vikings. I'm talking about a show called Vinland Saga, which is an anime. And so again, if you're not a fan of anime, then I can understand, maybe it's not for you. But that was like, man, what a show. Really looking forward to seeing what they do next. I will say, like, if you haven't seen Vinland Saga before, that's also on Netflix. If you haven't seen it before, I would avoid checking anything out about it beforehand and just kind of going into it blind and seeing if you like what they're doing with it. And I don't want to say anything that's gonna spoil anything for sure. I think that season 2 is a little bit maybe controversial amongst some of the fans because it's maybe a little bit different than season 1 was. But I would say that I really enjoyed season 2, and I mean I enjoyed season 1 more than season 2, but come the end of season 2, I was like, this was awesome. I'm really glad that they did this, and it really kind of sets things up for a really cool season 3 and beyond. And so, and I think one of my recommendations, maybe if you have watched it and you've been having a hard time getting through season 2, or maybe getting into it, or maybe you're like, well, maybe you're one of those people that does look things up a little bit beforehand to kind of get a feel for things, is watch episode 5 and episode 6 first, like to start the season of season 2, instead of starting with episode 1. Go to episode 5, watch that, then watch episode 6, and then go back and watch 1 through 4, and then go forward. And I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm a goofball for even bringing this up or saying it. But I think that if you watch the episodes in that order, that you would really have a different, maybe appreciation or a different level of buy-in for this season. So just my thoughts. But that one was definitely awesome as well. That's a little bit longer. I think each season's about 24 episodes. And each episode's probably about 25-30 minutes or so. So I mean, it's worthwhile investment of your time, I would say, if you're into that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed it. I think that's another one. I'm big on characters, so like story and plot is important too, of course. But I think that what really draws me in is having compelling characters that are capable of like change and experiencing growth and dealing with things like loss and different things like that. That's really what keeps me interested in something. And I think that's like, so Game of Thrones, of course, was like a huge sensation while it was happening. And I think that that's one of the things that they nailed early on, was giving people likable characters that had high stakes associated with them. It's like any of your favorite characters could perish at a certain point, and that's one of the things that really drew people in to the show. And so that's another thing that I think that Vinland Saga does really well, is providing characters that are they're flawed, but they're likable, and they have really cool, story progression happening with them. And yeah, that's a really good one too. So if you're looking for something to check out lately, if you've been getting a little bit bored with some of the shows that have been out there, those are two that I would definitely recommend. Had a lot of fun watching both of those recently, so maybe give them a shot yourself. This is going to be our final invasion, and when I was putting together all of these clips, I was like, how do I want to end this thing? What do I want to be the beginning of the video? What do I want to be in the middle? What do I want to be the end? And I decided on putting this as the end. And so hopefully it's a fitting end for our invasions this Sunday evening, and hopefully you enjoy the invasion and have some fun with it. But I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sign out or sign off. I think it's sign off. Sign off is probably the more appropriate phrasing there. I'm going to go ahead and stop rambling and just let you enjoy the invasion that's happening, because I don't know what I could add commentary wise that would make this more interesting or raise the stakes in any way. So that's what I'll say there. I'm going to say one last time, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and I hope that you had as wonderfully fulfilling of a Thanksgiving as I was able to have. And I'll catch you next time. I have been and always will be Coobs. Peace and love, gamers.